Welcome to the 2025 season of the Wanda Diamond League, the backbone of the global athletics calendar. We're here in Xiamen in China for the first of 15 meetings across 4 continents, all ending with the Diamond League finals in Zurich at the end of August. There is our home for the next couple of hours. The magnificent Egret Stadium opened a couple of years ago. Now, one of the highlights of this programme here in Xiamen, it's the men's 100 metres, and a field that is absolutely stacked, and it features Ferdinand Omanyala, the hugely powerful, packed, compact, reigning African and Commonwealth Games champion, a powerful starter. Watch out for him in 3. Christian Coleman, 2-time world indoor champion over 60 metres. 3 from 3 he's going for here in Xiamen. What chance a second world championship title in Tokyo, fully 6 years after his first. He's in lane 4. Akane Simbine, the man in form, 31 years old now, finally got the individual global medal that he'd been looking for in Nanjing after so many 4th and 5th places. 990, the world lead this year. Letsili Tobogo, Olympic 200-metre champion, world silver over 100. He's been racing 400s to lay down some strength and endurance so far. This is his opening 100 of the year. Away they go. Azu is smartly out, but also is Simbine. Tobogo also coming through, but going very well indeed is Coleman. Now Simbine. Simbine turns on the afterburners. Simbine gets it. 9.99. Well, he took a while to get going, but Simbine, the man in form, we knew he was, had a brilliant run in Gaborone last weekend and has taken that form from the Continental Tour into the Diamond League. 9.99. There was a really stiff headwind in Botswana. Almost no wind here. Omanyala coming through in second, and Azu, the world indoor champion, coming through to take 3rd place. That's a great outing from him. Simbine, though, is very much the man in form here. Next action on the track is the women's 200 metres and the return of one Shericka Jackson.
Anavia Battle will take lane 7 for the United States, the only woman to have gone underneath 11 seconds in the 100 metres this season. There is Shericka Jackson, the fastest woman alive. She went undefeated over 200 metres from June 2022 to May 2024, and then injury struck. She couldn't make the start line in the Paris Olympic Games. Decent start from everyone. Perhaps Mujinga Kumbunji getting the best start, just the inside of Jackson in lane 5. The Swiss athlete in fantastic 60-metre form. And here goes Battle as well of the United States. She's had a great transition from the bend into the straight. Amy Hunt going well as well for Great Britain and Northern Ireland, but it's going to be Anavia Battle, a big win for Anavia Battle here in the Diamond League. She crosses the line first, 22.41 into a slight wind. Anavia Battle. We've had some shocks. I mentioned Tori Lewis taking a win over Sha'Carri Richardson last year, and that's a shock as well for Anavia Battle. She's a classy athlete from a nation with so much depth in sprinting, though. She doesn't always get the headlines, doesn't always get the spots on the team, but she won here today, and she lowers the meeting record by nearly half a second of Tori Lewis's.
Well, it's only her 2nd season on the Diamond League. She was very impressive on her first last year. Top 4 finishes in 6 races. Brilliant finishing speed for Anavia Battle. Action coming thick and fast on the track. Next up, it's the men's 110 hurdles, and this is packed with quality. We've got 3 of the top 4 from the Olympic Games final in Paris last year, led by, of course, Grant Holloway. Let's take you through the lineup. In lane 1, it's Liu Junxi from China, who took bronze in Nanjing, the Chinese number 2. Cordell Tinch goes in 2, missed out on a place in Paris after running 13.03 in the Olympic trials. That would have won him the title in 2021. Rashid Muratake from Japan goes in 3, brilliant 5th at the Paris Olympics. Slightly sluggish start from Holloway, but he's now into his running and is already putting some pressure on Roberts. Also going well on the inside is Yopis, but it's Holloway who's coming through nicely, but he's starting to fade here, and it's actually Tinch from lane 2 who comes through. Goodness me, Tinch came late. Tinch gets it. 13:06, which is slightly quicker than the Trey Cunningham victory in Florida. So, another defeat, 2 on the bounce for Holloway. And I have to say, I did check, the last time Grant Holloway failed to win 2 races back-to-back was at the end of 2023. It doesn't happen very often. He started sluggishly, got himself into the race, but then faded badly. I wonder what's wrong with Holloway, if anything, but all credit. Tinch takes it, 13:06. Murataki and Liu, the top 3. 13:06, world lead. Murataki and Liu in 2nd and 3rd, and yeah, I think Holloway off that final hurdle just knew it wasn't his day. More track action to come. We've seen the men's 110 hurdles. It's the time of the women.
A great field assembled here in Xiamen for the women's 100-metre hurdles. Again, all 10 lanes used, as they have been in all of these. Danielle Williams had an inspired 2023, taking a 2nd world title 8 years after her first. She didn't quite recapture that form last year, in the semi-final at the Olympic Games, but she did run her 2nd fastest time ever a few weeks later. Pia Skrzkowska ended up an agonising 4th at the World Indoor Championships, but she did break a 45-year-old national record for Poland in the process. Grace Stark was given the same time as Trzaskowska in Nanjing. She was in 5th place, the same position that she occupied at the Olympic Games. Grace Stark and Devon Charlton were fast to the first hurdle. Charlton gone, Grace Stark left out there all on her own. Grace Stark, the American, building momentum. Can she carry it through? She can't. What a win from Danielle Williams. Shades of the Grant Holloway there for Grace Stark. Just coming unstuck on the, I think it was the 10th hurdle. I think it was a final hurdle for Grace Stark. Danielle Williams, that is a lovely run for the Jamaican. She played down her chances of converting the gold in Budapest into a gold in Paris. She's a master at keeping the pressure off herself. But I think the season last year might have been a bit disappointed for Danielle Williams. But 12:53 at this stage in the season for Williams. And a wonderful men's 400 metres ready on the track. 9 athletes, all 9 lanes are being used. Kevin Chippy in lane A, and this man, Bayopo Ndori, in lane 7. Look like they're first in line to try and join Makwala underneath the 44-second barrier. Both in great form this season. Ndori actually undefeated in 2025. Chris Bailey was 6th in Paris, and he said he was pretty disappointed with that, and the American has made up for it this indoor season. He dominated the World Indoor Championships in Nanjing. Karani James looks like he's got off to a good start in lane 6 as well, but keep your eye, as I said, on Chris Bailey in lane 5 inside of him. He doesn't look special at the moment, the American, but when he's on form, his 2nd 200 is sensational. The stagger will start to unwind as they come through with 150 metres to go. Perhaps Bayopo Ndori of Botswana in the lead at the moment as they round into the home straight. It is Bayopo Ndori with a slight lead on the rest of the field, but Chris Bailey, the world indoor champion, is charging. Kevin Chippy, his teammate, is coming as well. Ndori grits his teeth. He's doing everything to try and take a Diamond League win here. Bayopo Ndori gets it on the line. He breaks Karani James's meeting record there, 44.25 for Bayopo Ndori. Continues his unbeaten streak for 2025, and this is by far the toughest test he's had so far. I think Chris Bailey, who'll rue that, he will have known he was coming. If that was 405 metres, I don't think Ndori would have held on.
What a race, what a way to start the 2025 Diamond League season. That was a terrific opening race, and Ndori making it 6 wins out of 6 for the season. Women's high jump among the other events here in Xiamen.
We've got the full podium from the World Indoor Championships. Eleanor Patterson of Australia took silver between Nicola Olaslaga's gold and Yaroslava Mahuchik's bronze. That's a nice clearance from Patterson at 194. It was a first-time failure, I think, at 192 or so in Nanjing. That was the only difference between Patterson and Olaslaga's. That was what cost her the gold medal there. And
here is Olaslaga's then, double world indoor champion. So again, coming from Nanjing, hoping to translate that form outdoors. A little tickle there on the way over. Second attempt at 194 is successful.
Yaroslava Mahuchik, the Ukrainian, has won the high jump here in the first Diamond League of the season.
First attempt at 197. Nice. And that will have been a real, look at that, the ease of clearance and the margin of clearance, so impressive.
End of the show for the women's high jump. See the overall results there on the side of the screen. Mahuchik getting the better of Eleanor Patterson and Nicola Olaslagas. A good way to start the outdoors season, but the two Australians will surely say, well, World Indoors mattered more. And we've still got 20 weeks to go until the World Championships in Tokyo. I'm sure these three are going to fight it out across the whole season.
Now then, back to the discus. Second round, Yami Perez from Cuba with a no mark in the opening round. And wow, that's good. That's very good indeed. Yami Perez, world class. 66.26 from Perez.
So double Olympic champion Valerie Ullman up next, sitting down in 5th place at the moment. But it's way further than anyone else has managed. But when she's on form, she's like a spinning top at the end there. And I wonder if Ullman just had to slow things down ever so slightly here in the third round. She's got a lead at the moment, 2.5 meters ahead of Yami Perez.
So far, the results look to be the same.
Lalauga Tasaga, the 2023 world champion, down in 4th place at the moment, heading into round 5. And she's just dropped that on the 65-metre line. She's trying to get herself ahead of Jorinda van Klinken's 64.79 to make it into the final 3. Tasaga, already mentioned, going over 70 metres for the first time in her career. And 64.91 here.
Tasaga just sneaking in there into 3rd place.
It is another win for Valerie Ullman.
Great opening start to the season on the Diamond League circuit for Val Ullman, going for a 5th Diamond Trophy. And you're right, Hannah, it does matter. Busy programme of field events here in Xiamen. Women's shot put started earlier on, and we're about to go to the final 3. This is how they got there, and Jessica Schilder, the double European champion, here, and got off to a flyer in Xiamen. 20:47, the opening throw of the entire competition form outdoors. Chase Jackson, double world champion, took a couple of months off after the Diamond League final last year, as many athletes did, just to rest. This was in round 2, looking to respond and improve on the 20:04 in her opening round. Got the green light, Chase Jackson. So 20:31 in round 2. And then Gum, 36 years old now, an absolute legend, and of course huge support here in Xiamen for the Chinese thrower, former Olympic champion, banging one out there in round 3. A 21-metre throw in her, even at the age of 36, such a competitor. So confirmation then of the result for the women's shot put, meeting record 20:47 for Jessica Schilder, and then Jackson and Gong in 2nd and 3rd respectively. More from the pole vault shortly, but here another of the highlights of the evening here in Xiamen. It's the women's 1,000 metres and a possible world record attempt.
Kipyegon has had 2 attacks at the world record so far, 2 serious attempts, both underneath 2:30, but she's still short of Svetlana Mastakova's 29-year-old world record. That will be the target for her. It could be a whole host of national records further behind as well. Natoya Gold-Toppin already holds the Jamaican national record, 2:34 last season. Svetlana Mastakova's 2:28.98 back in 1996 came after a pair of gold medals at the Atlanta Olympics. She had perfect pacemaking that day. It's a wonderful video up on YouTube. And Faith Kipyegon's got 2 pacemakers of her own here today in Xiamen. Nakai looked over her shoulder and almost egged her on as they pull up alongside Erin Wallace, waiting for the advertising boards. I'm sure Erin Wallace just to nip off the track, and they hit the bell. And Nakai still striding out ahead of Faith Kipyegon. She's bang on the green lights here, Faith Kipyegon. Habatama Lemu isn't far behind here, the Ethiopian, just holding on to the green lights herself. But here goes Faith Kipyegon. She strikes down the back straight. She already holds the 1500 metre world record and the mile world record. Faith Kipyegon of Kenya going here for another time that's been the best that anyone's ever seen. She goes through 800 metres underneath 2 minutes. That's good. That's on pace with Svetlana Mastakova 29 years ago. Faith Kipyegon now with just 150 metres to go, and the lights for company. The race is on for second place behind. First place surely to Faith Kipyegon, but can she get under the world record that's defeated her twice already in her career? She's driving hard. She's right on the lights. It's going to be so close for Faith Kipyegon. 2:28.98 the target. The Kenyan going all the way to the line. For the third time, she misses the world best by just a tenth or so. Oh, what a shame for Faith Kipyegon. Perhaps that first lap just slightly slow. They were slightly slow through 600 metres. It was a very even run from Faith Kipyegon, but you wouldn't think you could run 2:29 3 times if you try. But look at the marks behind. Abby Caldwell shatters the Australian record. Menno Vloon next up to have a go at 5:82. Very consistently over 5:80, Menno Vloon in almost all of his competitions. Oh, did that stay up? Somehow that stayed up. I cannot wait to see the replay of this. I think Vloon must have put some Velcro up there at some point, because that bar should not have stayed on.
So Corrales, we saw him in the opening of the programme, one of the great rivalries, and he pushed Mondo Duplantis, didn't he, really hard in Nanjing, finally getting that 6-metre vault. Nice, here's a man in form as well. Lovely, smooth, successful vault at 5:82. Mondo Duplantis here, 5:92 in the pole vault. The reigning, of course, everything, Olympic world indoor champion, world record holder. Yes, 92, all negotiated comfortably at the first attempt. Once again, he's got plenty more to come. Tokyo is many, many months away. Another win, though. Corrales and Vloon in second and third. Adcock leading the way. Adcock, well, that's pretty good as well. 8:15, that's worthy of a backward somersault. And Adcock is on fire here. Now then, don't be surprised with the headwear. He's known for it. A fashionista as well as a world-class long jumper. Marquis Dendy, of course, with his bucket hat. 8:10. 8:10 in round 3.
Zong now in the men's long jump, 7:98. Can he make it? 5 men over 8 metres here in round 5. Sang Kun, good speed on the runway. I think he's done it there, you know. 8:18, he takes the lead.
And China gets its win. Zhang takes victory in the men's long jump. Now, penultimate action on the track is the men's 3,000 metres steeplechase, and it is the first appearance of the year of Sufyan El Bakkali, the double Olympic champion. Abraham Kibiwot, who was in bronze medal position behind El Bakali in Paris, and behind the surprise package, the American Kenneth Rooks. Samuel Freu, about to turn 21. He is the future of steeplechasing. Abraham Sime, another one of the Ethiopians. He's 23. Janawi from Tunisia. Away they go. And this will be, I would suggest, a dust-up between El Bakali, who's the clear target there, who likes to just bide his time at the back and stay out of trouble, and these really talented young Ethiopians, Freu and Sime in particular. Target time, as you can see there, 8:05. That's about 2:41 per kilometre, which equates to around 64-65 per lap. Freu there in the blue. Watch out for him. Freu now, this is his mark. Is he going to be definitive? Is he going to make it last? No. An instant response, a tickle on the accelerator for El Bakali, but Freu now is away. 200 to go. El Bakali, what has he got left? He's got Koech for company as well. Freu, last water jump. This will be key. He gets it cleanly, but El Bakali maintains second place. A little bit of a look around on the left there from Freu. Has he done enough? One more barrier to go, a little stutter. Oh, it wasn't clean, but has he got enough? I think he has. He's away. El Bakali is going to suffer defeat for the second race running. Freu, a meeting record, 8:05. A first victory over the great Soufiane El Bakali for Samuel Freu. An early 21st birthday present for the Ethiopian. He is the future, we think, of men's steeplechasing. That is a great victory, and that's what it means. Athletes out on the track for the second track event of the evening here in Xiamen, and it's a first. It's the first time we've heard the women's 5,000 metres at this meet, still in its infancy on the Diamond League circuit. There is Gudaf Tsegai, world record holder over the 5,000 metres. Came away from Paris, of course, with nothing, sadly. Did the 15, 5 and 10,000 treble. Women's 5,000 metres for the first time here in Xiamen. Into the last 400 then at the bell, and it's anybody's guess from here. Chebet now taking closer order on the outside, and is this her move? Just a little bit of bunching and barging as she tries to get past the traffic. Let's keep an eye on Tsegai as well, who's got that lightning quick finish, but it's Chebet on the shoulder of Mashesha down the back straight. Hylon, the teenager, in third. Tsegai just a little bit further down. Mashesha has the inside line, forcing Chebet to go wide. Now Chebet goes, the handbrake's off, and who's going with her? It's Tsegai, of course. The two outstanding 5,000 metre racers are on their way. They've left the rest of the field for dead into the home straight. Chebet leading the way just as she did in Paris. Has she got enough? I think she has. Chebet coming home again. Tsegai in pursuit. It's too little too late. Mashesha rallies for third, but it once again is Chebet who gets the win. 14:27. It's a world lead, but it's only April, and once again Beatrice Chebet, the Olympic champion, gets the win over Tsegai, her great rival, and Hylom it was who came for third, who charged late. The time, it is a world lead, but it was much slower than they were expecting and predicting. A funny old race that started out on pace, then it slowed right down. Back came the rest of the pack, but when it mattered, Chebet trusted that kick we were talking about and comes home in a new meeting record.
We turn our attention to the final track race here in Xiamen. A race not run all that often. It has just been ratified by World Athletics though. The 300 metre hurdles. It'll still be a world best if it's hit today, but later in the season it could be classed as a world record. There he is, Carsten Warholm, the world record holder over the 400 metre hurdles, the Olympic champion from Tokyo. Matthias Lima had his first ever indoor competition this year. And the final athlete in lane one for Japan, Ken Toyoda. A rarely run event, an opportunity for these men to test their form over 8 hurdles instead of 10. Carsten Warholm flying down the back straight, came up on that second hurdle really quickly, almost too quickly to chop his stride. He's alongside CJ Allen at the moment. Carsten Warholm attacks the barrier there at the halfway point. He enters the home straight with a massive lead ahead of Matthias Lima. Carsten Warholm striding down the home straight here. Just Carsten Warholm of Norway versus the clock, versus his own world best of 33.26. Carsten Warholm, he does lower his own world best, 33.05, 2 tenths faster than he's ever run before, and he is the world record holder. Warholm looked despondent in Paris. He was gutted to have to settle for silver. He then wanted to have some fun in Zurich with the 100 metres ahead of Mondo Duplantis, but he lost there, and that was the last time we saw Carsten Warholm. This is the man back to his very, very best, 33.05. I think we were expecting firework today from Carsten Warholm. We were expecting him to challenge that world best, but to beat it by 2 tenths, that's phenomenal. What a run from Carsten Warholm.